good. Okay, so guys, we are back. Another Friday, first Friday of October. Another month gone. I don't even know where they go. Seem to fly by, don't they? At the moment. But back, Matthew, Howard, myself, we're here to sort of try and help out. Hopefully, give you guys a bit of an idea of what's going on and how we can help you in any way. So, yeah, we'll head over to you guys. Howard, how are you, man? How's things in Preston?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Good to see you guys again. Yeah, doing all right. Weather's changed for the worse, I dare say. We had a bit of a soaking wet Wednesday, which wasn't very good, and it's a bit grim today. So, but we can't complain. Yeah, a bit of Preston's been okay actually. We've been busy in terms of viewings and so forth, which is always good to know. Been out today actually. If anyone's out there, been out today to look at a plot of land to fit a bungalow on in the Lompton area. If you're interested, send me a message. Yeah, Freddie Flintoff, cricketer, he's from Preston anyway, but he was here at Moore Park early on this week with Jamie Redknapp. They're filming some new kind of TV thing, I don't know, they want Moore Park. So anyway, the celebrities are visiting Preston. I mentioned last week about which was great news, about the leisure centres opening up again. Penryn opened on the Monday the 28th. I think Bamber Jenkins, I think it's going to be the 19th of this month of October. But there's a bit of bad news in terms of leisure centres. Westview Leisure Centre in Preston, not too far away from the prison. not that that doesn't mean anything, but it shut down in March due to the lockdown, and its operator basically are refusing to open up again because he said it's not cost worthy. So, but there's a massive petition. There's 1,500 people that signed this petition to try and get it reopened again. So, if you're in that area and you want to go, rather than travel all the way to Fulwood, which is the next nearest one, sign that petition and send it back in. You know, when all this other things, what's going on now, I think people need a leisure centre to go out and keep fit. So yeah, sign that petition, do that. A bit of bad news as well, though, if I'm honest. On about health and keeping fit is Preston City Council. They've cancelled the 10k run. They were doing a 10k run for charity, and all the profits that they raised went back into the communities and the groups of Preston to help promote health and well-being and to fight childhood obesity. So it was all for a good cause. So it's a bit of a shame, really, but that's been cancelled. I mean, if you're out there, I'm going to say, if you're out there, if you were due to run in this race, what are your thoughts on it? Message us, let us know what your thoughts are. Sorry, Kevin, no interrupting.
That's right, it's a bit of a shame. It's obviously COVID and people being close together, I suppose, isn't it, with the running and what have you. But I was actually reading earlier as well that Blackpool, the 3G projector stuff, so the bit that they put on the tower and all that sort of thing, is also being cancelled as well. So that was due to start, I think, in a couple of weeks, and they've had to cancel that as well.
Yeah.
But a shame, it went a couple of years ago and it was ace. Really good.
Yeah, again, you know, all these things, it drives a lot of revenue as well. It drives a lot of revenue. Kids love it. It's not just the people go there. You know, I remember when I was a kid, we used to go down there, get fish and chips in the car, and drive up and down. But these projectors, yeah, they attract thousands of people. There's a bit of potentially other good news as well. I was reading about in Preston, between the bottom of the Tickle Trout, really, where that is, and going up to Higher Walton. It's always been known as a bit of a kind of a high-risk flood area. So what they've done, local councils, is they're releasing this digital platform, basically, which enables people in Preston and South Ribble to log on, have their say, see what's going on, have virtual meetings, blah, 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 and give feedback for this scheme that they're doing. So they're having a proposed FLISC, flood risk management scheme, and there's going to be £49 million proposed to go into it. And it will help 4,800 houses in and around that area, be flood safe, and also the businesses out there as well. And I think they're getting, I was reading, £6.5 million in funding from the European Regional Development, and the rest of it is from the Environmental Agency Flood Defence Scheme. So, you know, there's some good coming out of this. Everyone, there's a bit of negative things are going down, but if you're living in and around that area, some exciting news for you, and, you know, so keep your eye out for it. See if you can download this app. I dare say it'll be an app, and you can log on, see what's going on, have your point of view, see what everyone else is saying. So yeah, bit of information there.
Yeah, well, loads going on at the moment. Sounds like in Preston, or not going on if you take the 10k run and the lights being cancelled. But no, it's it's good to sort of hear that there is sort of is stuff happening around the area.
Yeah.
So it's good. Cheers, cheers, Howard. How about you, Matt? How's things
No problem. Nice to see
in
you.
Lancaster and Morecambe there, pal?
Yeah. Lancaster and Morecambe. It's a bit of a better day today than it was yesterday as well. I think the rain subsided for a little bit. Whether or not it does it for the weekend, who knows? But yeah, some good news. Obviously, Howard was talking about Freddie Flintoff and Jamie Redknapp there, probably filming for the new League of Your Own stuff. But maybe not to that calibre at my age, but something else coming to Lancaster. David Harper, who's on the Antique Roadshow, just so you know, you can read this in the Guardian, a visitor. He's coming to Penny Street Collectibles on the 17th of October, between 2 and 4 o'clock. Now, if you like that kind of programme like I actually do, because I like to know how intricate old antiques, how much they're worth, take your stuff into him and he's offering a free valuation for you. I've got what, goodness me, I got it years ago now. It's a coin that was given by Lord Ashton. It's a medal from when the town hall opened in Lancaster. I'm thinking, did I take that in? I'd never sell it. It's something I'm going to keep, but I wonder how much it's worth.
Do you think you'd better value
antiques out there?
Do you think you'd better value Howard? He's a bit of an antique, isn't he? Sorry,
he's
Howard,
getting there. He's getting there.
Yeah. You can't see me grey hair at the moment. I've cut all that out, and I've managed to keep fit myself, losing a bit of weight. I don't know whether that's this coronavirus thing. I don't know, or just getting old, like you say. You've got years to go to catch me up, both of you.
No, it's good. That's interesting, though. I agree, Matt. It's really interesting stuff that I like finding out how much they're all worth, or not worth.
Yeah.
It's another way of.
And I think, if you look at how historic Lancaster and even Morecambe is, you look at the city, the castle and everything, and you go out to Morecambe, obviously the bay. There's a lot of history around us, and there's loads of antiques knocking about around here. And I bet you, I always think, I wonder if you ever fall on that kind of hidden gem. And I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure I read or I was watching a program. Someone found a brooch, and this brooch she bought off a car boot sale for like a tenner. It might have been in the paper. And she got it priced. It was worth like 1.5 million. It had descended from like royalty or something. Now, I'm not saying that you'll do that. And if David might be a nice guy on telly and that, but if you're taking that brooch and he offers you 50 quid for it, don't listen to him. All right, that's a tip from me. Split the money with me.
All right. No, cheers.
Anyway, I've been doing also a bit of research on sales fall throughs. It's a nightmare. That we can all have, and being an estate agent, all of us here, we've often, our perspective, you see them now and then, but you do hear the horror stories, you read the papers, you kind of hear of people down the line, or you hear bad experiences. But again, I did a bit of research, and I've been looking at exactly what's happened and kind of what's been wasted. Now, looking at the research, and kind of this is just generic, because the property business at the moment is booming. That's probably from the tax breaks and the cheap borrowing deals. We don't want to burst that bubble yet. We want to keep going. But the fall throughs, we waste more than 607 million and 14 million days every year on property transactions that fall through.
Wow.
According to the buying platform Yes Home Buyers. And they do that every year. So I managed to find that out, and I thought, crikey, really? Now, of course, that's the UK in general. It's not Morecambe, Lancaster, and Preston. Crikey, if it did, we wouldn't be selling anything. But that's still a massive number. Now, that's the equivalent, specialists put together, of 225,000, and put the figure closer to 30% of all offers that have been accepted in England and Wales. Now, the thing that concerns me is these fall throughs. If they don't happen straight away, say you get an offer and then their sale falls through, or you've had something's happened, circumstances have changed. But a lot of fall throughs, from my experience and when speaking to people, happen 60% of the way through. I went to a house the other day and they were due to exchange contracts the day before it happened. Sorry, the day after it happened. Now, if you think that person's paid for a survey, they paid for searches, they might have had to still pay the legal costs, with other conveyancing fees. And again, the home buyers network have worked out an average across the nation that each person, when purchasing, depending on price, and of course when tax wasn't there with the stamp duty and that and all that, forget about all that. you would be paying about £2,700 on average. It's a hell of a lot of money to lose. You know, £2,700. That's our fee paid for, probably as an estate agent. You know, it's a solicitation probably paid for.
Okay, so
it's a lot of money.
So that is a lot of money, but there are things that you can do, aren't there, that can help avoid that. I mean, you're not going to be able to avoid everything, unfortunately.
No.
You know, there are always some that's going to happen and stuff out of anyone's control. But you know, us as estate agents, vendors, purchasers, we can all do stuff to try and help these things and help them not fall through. So what do you think people can do, guys? What sort of ideas do we think can happen?
I'll tell you one thing I was reading actually. Well, I don't know how far down the line it is, but this is a while ago, right? So basically, you might have heard of it, Kevin, as well. That the government was seeking to reduce the number of transactions that fall through, basically a couple of times to buy your home. So what they were this was a couple of months ago. I was reading they were considering testing this new, basically like a reservation system, where it would require a buyer and a seller to put down a lump sum. It might only be £1,000, you know, when an offer is accepted. Then if the buyer or the seller, so this is each party, buyer or seller, if the buyer or seller pulls out without good reason, then that money then will be released for any losses that basically may be faced. Now they were on about trialling it this spring, just gone, but obviously probably with what's gone on with coronavirus and all that, they might have put it on. I've not really heard much more about it. So I think because England is different to Scotland and Wales, where it's if you put an offer in, it's a binding contract. In England, it's not. So quite often that happens, and that can be very, very annoying. A couple of things estate agents can do, and I dare say should be doing, and it's to me it's due diligence. Is the fact that they should be checking several things. First of all, checking that they have sufficient funds in place, and that might be if it's cash. Do we have a bank statement? Do we have a letter from their solicitor? Do they have a mortgage, or do they have an agreement in principle? Okay, so and not just asking them, you know, don't just say, "Oh, have you got a mortgage?" Yes, I have. That's not good enough. You need to get evidence of that and put that on file. It doesn't go anywhere else. Chains, and then I'll let Massey have a chat as well. So checking the chains as well, and that's not just writing down, "Oh, I've sold to Pete Smith through that estate agent," or "That's the chain." Ring up that estate agent, and in good practice actually is to get that information anyway before putting an offer forward, because then you've actually given the correct information, advice to your vendor to make a decisive decision, you know, and an educated decision is probably the right word. And checking the chain and sitting out and keeping on top of it. One thing I can speak to the lady I work with at my office, our office, Kerry, she does it all the time. She's speaking to the buyers, the sellers, the other estate agents, the other solicitors on an ongoing basis or weekly basis. So keeping on top of that. So if there is anything that might feel like it jump out of bed, we have an opportunity to get on it straight away. To be honest with you, there's a long list of stuff that we could do. I'll let Massey have a bit of an input on it.
I think for me, there's quite a bit that we could do in regards to, from my perspective, a lot of stuff can fall through at survey point when you get survey results back. I was a first-time buyer once. I got a survey, and if I wasn't in the industry, you know, some people would get scared. I think it's making sure that you do your research properly. So when you say there's different levels of survey, now I'm not going to go into that in depth now. However, some surveys come back with colouring systems like red, amber, and green. So a surveyor, to be fair to them, you know, they are paid to do their job. They're brilliant at their job. But they could put something as red that really, as long as you might know somebody to go and check it, and it could be something or nothing. You could take a roof around and you could go, yeah, the ridge tiles just need pointing. Don't worry about that. He's right, just flagged it up. The render is popping out a little bit. And you go, how much is that going to cost? And you might turn around and go, 300 quid. I don't know. But it's better than buying a brand new roof. So things like that can be quite scary. But that leads me to my next point, vendors. Whenever I go out for some vendors, and again, I'm not saying I'm a surveyor, Howard isn't as well, but we can point bits out. And, you know, I've had vendors to me before where they said, oh, yeah, got a couple of missing tiles here. What do you think I should do? I could just leave them. It won't get flagged up, will it? And I completely disagree. I said, no. I said, for the sake of it, get that repair done, because then that's less work for a buyer, and also it's more points that won't get put up in your survey because you've done the repair job. And that can massively help. That can massively help. Little things like that, and it'll save you the stress as well. Then just do your own part as well. Do talk to the surveyors, talk to the professionals.
We've mentioned on
totally agree with you.
We've mentioned on previous live streams, haven't we, about the importance of sorting stuff like that. If you've got a little leak that's coming in from your roof, get it. For the sake of a couple of £100, it will make your house sale much stains coming in. It's not a negative for somebody, and the likelihood is you'll get more for your house as well. So we I'd check out. We've got some videos on our YouTube channel which you can see about all those sort of hints and tips. But it's get that stuff sorted, and we'll point that out, and I'm sure other estate agents will do the same thing. When they come around to he's pointing out if there's anything obvious that needs sorting or can just help. The big things are like electrics, aren't they? Making sure the plumbing's in place. He's right. Make sure your roof's that negative to pick up on. Try and eradicate them as early as you can, and you'll find that a lot of them won't cost a lot of money anyway, isn't it? So
I'd instruct a conveyancer as well. Instruct a conveyancer probably as early in the process is what you can to Salesforce, because they don't hear anything. They don't hear anything, so nothing ever happens, or it's gone on too long. So I think I've kind of alluded to it a little bit before. It's communication. Communicate. Are there any? Again, speak to the estate agent, speak to the solicitors. Try and find out, because a lot of the time it is time. So they're doing some. They've sent off with some reports or whatever, and you get this feedback from the solicitors. So get your estate agent to actually find out what are they asking, what are they going to ask for, what are they going to email me, what are they going to write out and ask me for. Because sometimes you can pick up the phone and say, listen, they're going to be emailing you, this is what they require. Do you have the planning permission for that conservatory or so forth? Get it out. All those little things is to jump on it and get on it. And it's really communication, really. But like I say, everyone's just got to keep positive and keep the ball moving, really.
Yeah. So I think there is
lots we can do, really.
There's lots of things that we can do, isn't there? And it's probably too long a discussion to actually have fully now. But if there is anyone who wants to have a chat to us about how we can mitigate any potential fall through, then give us a shout, drop us a comment, give us a call, speak to either of us, speak to any of the guys in the office. They'll all be there to help, and we'll just tell you about those little things, because there are little things that can add up to a big amount of going towards that, stopping the fall through rate. So that's good bit of advice there guys. Now, so I just wanted to quickly, I know you guys are usually pretty interested in hearing the numbers. We want to let everyone else know how the with yourself, Howard, this week. So in the PR postcode areas, again I'll compare month to month, September last year, September 2019 to September 2020. So September 2019, new properties that came to the market was 297. September 2020 was 307. So there was an uplift there of 3% in September 2019, and 246 in September 2020.
46?
246. So sold than September last year. It's just phenomenal. It shows you how busy it is. And the same really goes for you, Matt, there in sort of Lancaster and Morecambe. September 2019, there was 265 properties that came to the market, amount that's come to the market as well. And then sales, it's just again ridiculous. Now shows you how now is the time to sell your house. September 2019 was 176. September 2020 was 295. So 119 more, nearly 70% more.
Doesn't surprise me the monthly that.
Well, it's not so the market itself is really is still motoring on, and it's still good time to sell. October for us, we haven't got the data yet for the whole market, but October for us has started that way as well, hasn't it? So the sales have have started flowing as well, as of the instructions. So it's starting to look like it's going to be another busy month. So any of you guys out there, if you need any advice on whether the value of your home, whether your house can sell, whether you want to sell, want to go to the market, then give us a shout. You know, we're here to help. All right, cool. Well, it's another good session, guys. I'd say if anyone's got any questions that you want asking directly to the local experts here, then again, drop us a comment. We'll answer them as we can. You can even ask them live, if you want to comment in the video as we're here, we'll get them asked and answered live for you. But we're back again next Friday.